We're going to be turning some Bhilwara today. It is a 6x6x3 bulb light. I don't know what it's going to look like when I'm done, but let's see what happens. Kind of speed down just a little bit. So I'm going to start in from the side here and start cleaning it up. Okay, we're going to bump the speed up just a bit. Okay. Switch with me on this, but to get the end of the day starting up. So let's establish myself on the other side first. Because there's a rip from right over this Hopefully just a choice there. And hopefully let's put a very screw. Very screws are really good. We had to keep really well. Very safe to get in there. So it's going to be live sale. Savings. I'm going to be pretty close to almost pretty close to the end. I have another choice that's a little bit narrower. Could be used. But I know we can put it with a little longer. Spot there. My piece is actually going to put a little bit of an angle in that, so I'll be working on this end right here. Now we come in, clean a little bit. And I'm going to go and just look a little. I'm not really taking much material at the bottom of this page. I'm going to clean it up and maybe 100 yards, and part of the deal is the wax seal these pieces to keep moisture in it. I'll check my blade. I'll be right back. But I have to rotate the blade on the old chisel here. There's nothing like rotating the blade. Rotate it, you're going to get between that side cut. It's a little more difficult because maybe you use the double side. Maybe I can't see this and it's too cut. Watch. This end will actually be the opening of the door. Notice I don't really have a design or a plan in mind. Usually my process is just get it shaped down to shape similar to this, and I like to look and see what the grain's looking like. Got a little bit of thin grain right there, that right there and right there. So the strip right here got a little bit of end grain type material. So now that it's in round, I can back off the tailstock. Get out of the way. Back off the tailstock. Double check the chuck one more time. Even with the worm screw, and even as good as Nova chucks are, it's still a good idea to double check everything, make sure everything's firm, especially when we're going to be going straight to cutting with it right off the worm screw. And here we just again. I don't really need this much toolbar width. I won't be cutting on that side, of course. This is a nice heavy-duty toolbar. Stayed on center. A little bit low. Just a bit. Bit with them too much. Go right on center. Just test work a little bit more. Very humid today. We've got thunderstorms coming in my area. Face shield is fogging up quite easily. Let's see how that spins. Whenever you fire it up, you always want to stick to the side, get out of its way. Just in case. Just in case it wants to misbehave. I don't think it's going to misbehave. I'll probably be switching out maps here pretty frequently because like I said, we got a lot of humidity. Still just a little bit high. I don't like that. Really, I want to be, yeah, okay, that'll do. You want to be under center. I gotta clean that little dot up right there. The tailstock has a cone point on it. So we're gonna clean that up. Good. Get some pretty good shavings. Having said that, I will probably need to replace my blade pretty soon. I'm currently using Savannah carbide tools. And I've turned a few pieces with them, and they're all right. Except for I just noticed today this one's got a split in the handle, and that concerns me for obvious reasons. So I'll probably be in contact with him about that. All right. Now's the point where we decide we're going to put in a foot or we're going to put in a mortise. We're going to do a mortise or a tenon. So I think I could go either way with this. But I'm thinking probably a nice wide foot. Yeah, right there, I think. I never change the setting on these. These are always set to the other chuck that I use when I switch out. This chuck I almost use exclusively with the worm screw. Alright, so now we're gonna take the flat carbide here. Start right up there at that line roughly. Go ahead and bump that speed up. It's in round now, so about 2,500 RPMs. And I guess we got some chip out now. And a little bit right there on the edge. Alright. Shouldn't be too bad. Got just a little bit of wobble. Make sure everything's tightened down nice. I'm going to adjust the banjo just a little bit closer. Probably going to try to come around this edge. Clean that up a little bit. Still haven't got the foot deep enough. The foot itself, the mortar, the tenon, it actually, believe it or not, doesn't need to be a real long mortise. Not mortise, I keep wanting to say mortise. Not mortise, a tenon. There's a little bit of wobble there for some reason. Shut it down and see why we got wobble. Now that tenon is actually deep enough. A little bit of tear out right there. Let's see if we can clean that up a little bit. So I'm going to come in with what's called a push cut. I'm going to come across and A lot of balance. It shouldn't be going. Let's see if that makes a difference. Okay, yeah. That helps some. Now we got to go back in and clean up. Okay, so I've got my foot just about, my tendon just about where I want it. So now I can come in and start making more decorative cuts. I had to switch up mask again because the other one was just fogging up real bad. And so I'm going to take my tool I'm not going to come straight on with it. I'm going to turn it just slightly, so I'm going to get more of an angled cut with it. So I'm going to find the cut, come in, and get more of a shear cut instead of just a gouge cut. Get more of a shear cut. We've got just a little bit of a line right there. So again, I'm going to take my tool, slightly turn it, and come in, just start to find the cut. Clean that line up. Jump a little bit there, so we're going to come in and find the cut again. The idea is not really to take a lot of material out. I've taken out all the material I want off the bottom. So now I'm at the point where, like I said, it's more decorative and putting in the final flourishes, shall we say. And I'm going to come in, see if I can come in from the side like this and clean that bottom up a little bit. Now we'll stop the lathe and see how that tenon looks. Still got that line right there. It's vexing me. This is actually my first time turning Bhilwara. It looks pretty nice. Of course, it's always going to look different once you add a finish. And it doesn't matter what, my experience, I've been doing this a long time. My experience, it doesn't really matter what finish you add. It's going to darken it up. It's going to darken it up, and then a lot of features will start to show through that you don't see. It's kind of like going from a matte finish to a gloss finish. So I'm going to see if I can clean that line up a little bit. Make sure everything's still running true. Come in, find the cut. There we go, I think I got it. So now again, I'm going to take the tool, I'm going to turn it just slightly. Come in, just find the cut. Now we're going to adjust the tool rest. Double check that I'm still on center. We're going to take okay. Adjust the tool rest. I want the tool rest as close to the workpiece as possible. So now I'm going to come in from this edge, and again, just slightly turn my tool because I want to start shaping this outer edge, this outer corner. I don't want a hard edge. On this piece, I don't want a hard edge. I want it rounded. I want a nice radius on that edge, and I think I've got it. So now what we're going to do, I don't know if this camera angle is really going to work, but we'll see. Probably not. Alright. So now I've got the bottom the way I wanted. I want to keep the bottom pretty simple. I've been doing a lot more detailed stuff on the bottom than the sides or the inside. So now again, slight turn, and come in, find my cut. I'm not taking off a lot of material right this second. I'm looking at shape. I think we're going to switch to the round finishing tool. We'll come in and find the cut. We'll come on the bottom and come around the corner here. There we go. So I think I want to kind of shape it down just a little bit, though. I think we'll switch back to the roughing tool. This is just my process. I don't really have a plan. Kind of like the Joker says, do I look like somebody with a plan? Well, I don't really have a plan. Honestly, I just kind of let the wood tell me what it wants to do. Go back to the finishing tool here, the round carbide. So we're just going to make these corners flow just a little bit better. And when I'm cutting, I'm not necessarily just looking at the tool. And of course I am when I start the cut, because I need to know where I'm going to come in with the tool. But I'm paying more attention up here, looking at what the piece is doing up here. So I'll be looking at the tool now. As soon as I find my cut, now I'm looking at the top of the bowl and seeing how that shape is coming out. I like that. I like the tenon. I like that. It's going to be big enough that when you set it down, it'll be pretty flat or whatnot. I think I do want to clean it up just a little bit more. So we're going to come in with the square carbide. That's kind of why I always make my tenons a little bit longer than they need to be. There we go. Because I know me. So I know I'm going to come back. I know I'm going to come back. I'm going to see something I don't like. And so I'm going to come back and shave just a little bit off the bottom. So now we're going to do a shear cut. We're going to follow this bevel on the tool. I'm going to get the bevel on there, tilt it, there's to the blade, makes contact. If you do it well, you can get the piece to where you almost don't have to sand it. But isn't any woodworker, woodturner or otherwise, will tell you you're always going to have to sand. Now we're going to come back. We're shear cutting here. There we go. Now the last bowl I put a lip, top and bottom. And honestly, I don't think I'm going to do it on this one. I think I'm going to come in with the detailer, which is going to be this one right here. It's a diamond shaped head, but I'm going to use it to kind of do a little shear cut. I dug in a little more than I wanted it to. So we're going to see how bad I messed that up. No, it's not too bad. Just a little bit of chip out is what it was. So we're going to come back with the round carbide. and clean that up. I'm still working on in my head just what kind of detail, if any, I want to put on the side of the bowl. So I think I'm going to come in with the detailer. And that's there. And that's there. And there. And there. Now, I'll come back. I'll widen them out just a little bit. Same thing with the top ones, widen them out a little bit. And what I'm doing now is I'm kind of giving these two spots here just a slight round on the top. As I say, I'm not going to put a whole lot of detail in this one. Kind of shavings. I'm not going to put a lot of detail on this one right here. I'm going to keep it relatively simple. Yeah, I like that. It's going to come out looking pretty nice. Now, I'll just move my control box. Yeah, I like that shape. So now, a lot of sanding. So I'm going to grab my sandpaper, my sand tools. We're actually going to move that banjo out of the way. Maybe. There we go. We're going to move that old banjo out of the way. I'm going to go grab my sanding stuff and we'll do some sanding. Alright, got some sanding strips here. This one, I always start at 150. Don't really need my visor for this. Safety is important to always make sure you wear face protection. And when you're sanding, always wear some kind of filtered mask. So I'm going to take my sandpaper, I'm just going to give it a little boop like that. And we're going to flip it over. We got a nice long strip here. And so even when I'm sanding, I'm not necessarily looking at my sandpaper. I'm looking up here to see, I'm looking at for lines or and pull it down a little bit. And when you're sanding, you never start here because the piece is just the sandpaper is gonna bite in. And it's gonna jerk your hand across the way. So you start here. At least I do. And you see as you get to the center, it's gonna make your hand go wiggity wob like that. My cut was pretty smooth because even at 150 sandpaper, it's not really having to take off a lot of material. Now we'll get in here in these grooves. And bump down. Open the grooves again. And just kind of tilt it this way and that. Not too bad. It's feeling pretty smooth. Even the bottom's feeling pretty smooth. Not a whole lot of dust coming off. There should be a good sign, in my opinion. As you can see, I normally pull off a pretty long piece of sandpaper to start with. But then every species of tree, in my opinion, is just a little bit different. They sand different, they cut different. They finish different. But that's what keeps it interesting. So I started with 150 grit. And then like anything else in any wood shop, whether you're a wood turner, furniture maker, it doesn't matter. You're going to work up through your sandpapers. So there's no skipping. You can't skip a step. Get the grooves here. And tilt. We'll tilt. My finger tilt back forward like so. I'm starting to get two lines right there. Feels smooth. Let's take a look at it and see what we're dealing with. A little bit of end grain. Okay. And sometimes that's the only way I find them. Spot something like that is you start doing some sanding, you start doing some cleaning up, and then bring the tool rest back. And we're going to see if we can smooth out those two spots right there. We'll try to do a little shear cut. That one's starting to fade out a little bit from what I can see here. Probably can't see it on camera, but so we're just going to use the bevel edge here and just tilt in, find the cut. And it may not come out. It may not work itself out. Okay, it's looking better. I can still kind of feel that one a little bit. That one's not so bad. There we go. The shear cut, and I just realized I don't have my face shield on. It's alright for me. I wouldn't recommend it. Now, need the little tool rest out of the way again. Get back to the sanding. And as we progress through the grits, now those spots should fade out more. But they're in grain, so it's going to be what it's going to be. Now we're going from 240 to 320 grit. Then what I do, what I like to do, I like to fold one end in there like that. In that round shape there. So, like I said, those spots right there, they may work themselves out and they may not. And then depending on how glossy smooth I want it, that'll determine how high from the grits I go. I'm at 320, and as you can see, I put my hand on it, and not putting a lot of pressure, but putting my hand on it, and not doing so bad. I think I'm going to, if I can get the thing to behave itself, probably not. I'm going to go up to 400 on this particular piece. 400 grit. And when you decide to start turning yourself, you are a turner. And of course, you can go as high a grit as you want. It's not unheard of to somebody to go all the way up to 600 grit or higher. Pretty good. I think that's a bit much, but I think 400 will be fine. Still got that little clip right there that I don't think I like too much. I keep seeing it, and I'm trying real hard to ignore it. So we'll come in with the square carbide. I don't really want to touch any of that outside part there. Really, I just want to kind of come in and I may have to actually after all that sanding, I may still need to come in and I was kind of ignoring it. That's where my brand will go when it's done, so it'll probably be covered up anyway. Probably be covered up anyway, but at this point I'm still seeing it, I'm still looking at it, it's vexing me. Anybody that knows me knows I get vexed easily. Pretty good. All right, let's have a look at it. See, that's going to be pretty nice right there. That transition, kind of a goldish yellow right through here. It darkens up a little bit, dark, dark, dark. And then it's ridiculously smooth right now, but I still got a couple more steps to do before we flip it. Change out the chuck, flip it, get the chuck on this tenon. So let me get set up for that, and then we'll get to it. All right, set up for the next step here. So we're going to use I use some stuff called Yorkshire grit. It's an abrasive paste. Get this fired up. Now, when I turn about 2,500 RPMs, but for this step will turn the speed down. We'll turn the speed down to roughly around 1600 RPMs. You know, it's be helping the Yorkshire paste on there, and of course the tricky part will be these grooves. There we go. Just got to really press the rag in there. There we go. You see, this goes kind of back to what I was saying earlier about a little bit more in there. And this won't be the final finish. This is just a sanding paste. And that's yet another reason why I don't really generally go higher than 400 grit sandpaper. And to be honest, I'll usually stick it right around 320. .320 is usually good enough for me. Maybe some paper towel. Towel here and start get rid of some of that excess paste. Flip it over. Back here. Get into these grooves. There we go. That blue cloth I was using earlier, that's something new. I'm giving it a go and trying out in the wood shop, see if I like it better than just regular old, I believe these are Scott's paper towels. Paper towel come out clean. And you see how it's got that shimmer transition. Dark wood, and a nice shimmer. Dark, dark, dark shimmer. Really nice. Not surprisingly, it feels smooth as a baby's bottom. Now we can do the next step. Remind me, I'm just stepping off camera to get the items for the next step. Alright, so the next step, something I like to use, something called tried and true original wood finish. It's indoor safe, food safe, skin contact safe. It's just polymerized linseed oil and natural beeswax. Now we'll get the lathe fired back up again. This is the trickiest. This is always a tricky part. There we go. There we are. And shiny. Keep my grooves. There we go. Another double dip here. Scrape off the excess. This is kind of why I don't like using paper towels, because this part of the process, it kind of shreds them, you know? Even at a low speed, I used to do this step at a lot higher speed. 2,500, 3,000 RPM, crazy speed. And I'm probably still running at too high of a speed, to be honest. But this step, I'm not really trying to remove a bunch of material, a bunch of the wax. Tried and true. I'm just getting the excess off. There we go. Let's have a look at that now. It almost looks like it's made out of glass. Good stuff. Alright. Alright, so we're going to switch chucks. Pull off here. Still a bit oily from the finish, but it's alright. Alright, so that's what I was talking about, the worm screw. So I pre-drilled a hole roughly in the center of the workpiece, and you can just screw the workpiece right onto it. So that's the side you can really see. So now what we're going to do, what I'm going to do is we're going to switch out chucks, because this one has my worm screw in it, but then also the jaws on this chuck aren't going to be big enough for the foot, for the tenon that I've cut on the bottom. Ginger little tap. Spin that chuck off. So now I'm going to switch to this chuck. This chuck has bigger jaws on it. You don't need to wrench it down real tight either. It's getting tight because when it starts spinning and you start cutting, your cutting action is actually going to push against the chuck. It's going to make it tighter. So now I'm going to take my tenon or foot, I'll cut here, and I'll put it in the chuck, and hopefully I didn't make my tenon too small. We're going to tighten down the chuck and just see. Gentle pressure with my right hand. Tighten the chuck down. Okay, that feels pretty good. Yeah, turn there. Alright, I think that should be okay. Only one way to find out. So now at this stage, give it a spin, make sure it's running true. And by running true, I just mean that once it's placed in the chuck, that the piece itself isn't off one way or the other. It looks like it's running pretty true. Alright, so we're going to start hollowing the bowl out. I believe the chuck is set. Everything's set pretty good on it. Don't need it too tight. Alright, very good. So we're starting at 1650, but that's when I was sanding and whatnot. We'll bump it back up to go right around 2400, 2500 RPM. So now I've got the round. We'll start with the round carbide. I'm going to start here at the center and just start working my way out. For this cut, you can either start flat or you can do it at an angle. In my experience, it doesn't really matter. It's going to be hogging out a lot of material, so. When you start the cut, you want to make sure, like what I do at least, Make sure you're leading in on this outer edge of the worm screw hole. We'll start over here very carefully and then get in there and now I'm not using the roughing gouge because since it's square, it could, in my experience, at least it can catch pretty bad. So we're pretty much now at the bottom of the worm screw hole. So we've already gotten past the worm screw hole. Now we're just going to make the thing bigger. Got a really nice shavings coming off. And so as I'm coming through and I get around to the ball edge, what I'm doing is I'm not necessarily pulling at that point. I'm taking my tool on my right elbow and I'm pushing the tool this way, so it's just a pivot. And actually what I'm going to do at this point here, I think my light wants to behave itself. There we go. That helps. And sometimes that happens. This bowl is probably going to be just a little bit more delicate than what I've done in the past. I've made some pretty heavy duty bowls, you know. So the walls of this bowl is going to be much thinner than what I've done before. Still a little bit of a catch right here on the edge. A little bit of tear out. We'll deal with that in just a second. That's part of the reason why I normally just, when I start to hollow, I'll hollow out pretty deep, and I'll leave the walls of the bowl pretty thick. Yeah. Let's just have a little peek. See how bad that catch is. It's right there. It's not too bad. So we'll do a quick little measure. An inch and a half. We got an inch and a half, so we'll do a little bit more hollowing out of the bowl. And I just have to remember that there's a bit of a catch right here on the edge, so when I'm coming back around, to kind of take it easy. Most important thing is don't rush it. Don't rush the cut. Take your time. It'll get done when it gets done, so don't rush it. To me, this is kind of the trickiest part of the bowl. That inside, where is it? Okay. Okay, we still got plenty of meat to go. All right. Sorry, I had to get my music back going. I can't work without music. And for me, the tricky part of the bowl is you got a lot of tool overhang. You got your tool rest, and your tool will be hanging out pretty far out there. It's just a matter of as I say, taking it easy. No rush. No rush, you know, it'll get done when it gets done, you know. You see, we're now kind of hitting cross grains and whatnot. It's wanting to pull the tool across. So just got to be mindful of that. Actually, I might just switch. Bear with me. Bear with me. I might just go ahead and switch out tool rests here. Okay, this is loading my tool rest to go. This is one of the first bowls I'm actually using this particular tool rest for. That's a lot better. We should be getting awful close to where I want it. So now, since I don't really want to take off much more material, what I'm wanting to do, what I'm doing now is, oh, shit, and that happens too. And that piece is ruined. All right, so we had a little mishap. I don't lie. So we had some pretty bad chip out, real bad chip out. So instead of having a set of rings at the top, and instead of it being deeper than what it is, it's going to be a little bit shallower. But these things happen. So we will, I keep saying we, like y'all are actually here. I will, We'll finish up this bowl. To finish my sentence, I'll finish up my bowl. We'll see how it turns out. Not every piece can be exactly as you planned it. As much as we might try. You know, we can always try to the best of our ability to make it just the way we want it to. If I'm lucky, sometimes it turns out just the way I wanted it to finish up. And sometimes it doesn't. Still getting nice fine shavings there. This particular piece of Bhilwara being a bit stubborn. I'm going to switch up here a little bit. I'll get a square hollower. Ah, that was a bad idea. Alright. That's about where I want it, because I still have that curve on the outer edge. So of course I don't want to cut in too deep with the roughing tool, but I wanted to thin out the wall of the edge of the bowl. So we're going to come back with the finisher. I'm going to come back with the finisher and again turn it to a slight angle. Find the cut. And what I'm doing is I see these lines right there. They're like little grooves. I'm trying to eliminate as much of those as I can. So I've got my tool slightly tilted. That's pretty good. Pretty flat in the center there, okay. All right. We'll shut the machine off and take a look how that. Pretty good. Yeah, a little bit of a hump right there in the center. So for that, I will take the square chisel, square carbide, and turn just a slight angle. There we go. Slight angle. Now I just need to clean up right there just a little bit. That's one of the things I like about carbide tools is depending on what angle you hold your blade, It kind of determines what kind of cut you're going to make. So with the round one, by tilting it this way and coming in, it's not so much making a cut, it's acting more like a traditional scraper. And so that's why I'm not getting a lot of shavings. And I think that feels pretty good. So, these things happen. Not everything always works out the way you want in the wood shop. At the wood lathe, or it doesn't matter what machine you're using, things don't always work out as planned. That's life. Alright, so we're going to start doing some sanding. We start with 150. Okay. A nice curve right on the inside there. You want to try to catch right there. I've got a different sanding tool coming in. I'm going to try out. When I'm sanding the inside of bowls, you're going to see a lot more sand on the sandpaper because wood doesn't have anywhere to go. Centrifugal force, it ends up on the inside of the bowl. Pretty good. But chip out happens. Your tool, even a nice sharp tool, can catch on some bad grain or something like that. And that's why I said the wood will often decide what I'm going to do with it. Not so much what I'm going to do with it. I can have all kinds of plans. I have all kinds of plans for it. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work out that way. All right. So, you adapt and adjust. Oh, that's looking pretty good. At the curve. Although to be honest, I think I can go a little bit deeper on the bottom of the bowl. Or just a little over half an inch. I think that'll do. I'd rather have bowls that are a little heavier on the bottom, especially to get used for eating and food and stuff like that. A little heavier on the bottom is good. Nice little fat bottom. If there's anything I learned from Rock Band Queen, fat bottom girls make the rock and world go around. All right, so like I always started with 150. Now we're up to 240. I'm sorry, not 240. It's it is 240. How about that? Normally I always sand it to about 320. This piece I think I'll take it to about 400. You don't need to apply a lot of pressure. And you probably don't want to apply a lot of pressure, especially if you start to get that center. Just let the sandpaper do the work. Okay. 240. $320. Now we can hop on this 400, maybe. I would start like this, fold it, that way my finger has something to grip on the opposite side. I suppose you could start like this, but that side's real smooth because it's cloth cloth sanding paper. And so I start that way so my finger has a place to grip and groove. We're at 400 now. Like anything else with woodworking, if you're having to try to use sandpaper to really get in and correct something, the sandpaper ain't gonna help. We're almost to the end here. Stop the machine. Alright, what you can't see is I'm kind of wandering around my shop looking for my pen. Some of that dust out of the bowl there. Now, just like the outside, at the outside of the bowl, we're going to hit it with some Yorkshire grit, sanding paste. Personally, I find you crank the speed down. If you're going to use, say in wood tin, if you're going to use a sanding paste, really you need to be sanding up to 320. A little higher, 320, 400. Hit this outside again while we put it on the shut. Now, put the paste up. Come back with a clean paper towel. So I've tried microfiber cloths. I'll try them again for this stage, this step. And the waxing part. And I don't like it. So, well, I'll keep using paper towels. Then I'm bad about not labeling things, so I might end up grabbing one towel that's for. It's got the Yorkshire grit in it. Some residual Yorkshire grit or something. Let the towel come out clean. Let's take a little peek. I like that color change, I'll tell you that. Very nice. Alright. Alright, now we'll come in with the tried and true that I like so much. There's a little dippy dip right there. Pretty good coating right there, aren't it? Yeah. Alright, we've got it waxed. Take it out of the chuck. Kind of seems like, the chuck might leave a real nasty mark on the inside, but it really doesn't. As long as I leave the tenon relatively flat, so that just the very, very edge, because this is what's called a dovetail chuck, so it's got kind of a dovetail cut on the inside there. So that's it. It's done. All that's left now is to mark it, and so I'm going to do that now. Alright, so I got a clean rag, bottle of distilled water, so I'm going to put my brand right here on the bottom of the bowl. That tool is real hot, so I have learned that making a bit of a mess off camera here. I have found that some channel locks really, really help. So the distilled water, what I'll do is I'm going to spritz the bottom here with some distilled water. What that water does for me is it's going to keep the branding iron from over burning the piece. And there we go. Nice beading on the bottom there. That's from the wax. Take the cloth and wipe things down. There we go, handcrafted by me. Nice little groove. As I was saying earlier, had a bit of a mishap. So it was going to have two sets of grooves here. But had an unfortunate mishap. And so I got some extremely terrible chip out. There's just a whole chunk that just came out. And that happens. That's why I say, let the wood decide what it wants to do. And at that moment, the wood didn't want to be that tall, I guess. But I think it still turned out lovely. And so there we go. This is Bhilwara, tree from India. It was very nice. This piece was very nice. And all right, well, I will see you guys next time, I guess.